All right, everyone, welcome to Up and Moving. My name is Carmen. I'm a graduate student in the Department of Kinesiology and Integrative Physiology at Michigan Tech. A little bit about Up and Moving. We provide at-home workouts that are live as well as archived on our website at upandmoving.org to promote physical activity within our community and beyond. So today we're going to be doing a strength workout, and we're going to be using a certain technique throughout this strength workout. It's called eccentric exercise, or using what some people call negatives. So as an example, I'll start you out with a generic movement so you may understand the principles of what we're doing here. So if we have a squat, the eccentric portion of our squat is when we are going down. And then concentric is when we're coming back up. So today we're going to be working on the eccentric part of our workouts, or exercises. So for example, there's going to be a circuit where there's 3 exercises. We're going to do each exercise for 30 seconds. So we're not going for repetitions here. We're going to try to do the exercises slowly. So to challenge yourself here, for example, we're going to be in a squat position here. We're going to slowly go down. And once we get to the bottom, we're going to come up and slowly come down and come up. We're going to do that for 30 seconds. That's an example. I'll walk through each exercise so you know which part to do slowly. And if you have some weights around, that's great, like dumbbells, they'd be useful. Or here I have jugs of water that are filled up. And for some lighter weight, I have some jugs of peanut butter, which are useful too. If you don't have those specific items, some things that may be useful may be canned soup or boxed food, or even little bags of rice, anything that's got a little bit of weight to it. So without further ado, I'll let you grab those things if you want to grab those things now, but we'll start our warm-up. What we're going to do for our first exercise here for a warm-up is we're going to get into a nice march, bring the knees up, and drive your hands. So for general exercises, they may be a little bit easier than the negative or eccentric exercises we're going to do today, just because you're in that loaded position for a longer time. So you're putting more stress on your muscles. So if you've done these workouts before and maybe you used 10-pound dumbbells, it may be more suitable to try 5 this time and see how you do. It'll be different from the past and give you a little bit different experience with the strength exercises. Okay, now we're going to get into a light jog on the spot. If you have the room, you could do a couple laps, or you could just stay in one spot here. We're just going to get our heart rate up. Okay, now we're going to go into a jumping jack. So either a full jumping jack like this, or a modified jumping jack where you're stepping side to side, keeping the arms moving. Whatever works best for you. Okay, now we're going to stand still here, put our arms out to the side in a T, and we're going to start with some forward circles, nice and small, and gradually get a little bit bigger. And then some nice big circles. Okay, and return to the same position, and we're going to go in the opposite direction, starting with small and a little bit bigger, and into some nice big circles. Okay, now we're going to get into some Frankenstein kicks here. So we're going to put our arms out in front of us, and you're going to try to kick one leg at a time up towards your hands. Go as high as you can, or wherever you feel comfortable. If you can't get up all the way to your hands, that's okay. Should feel a nice stretch in the back of your legs and your hamstrings. Nice and controlled. All right, now the last one is the simple jog here again. We're going to go for about a minute, and then we'll get into our exercises. Should have your heart rate up now, maybe a little bit of a sweat, depending on how hot it is where you are. About halfway there, 30 more seconds. Okay, I'll let you grab a quick drink if you need it while I first explain the circuit. So as I demonstrated, the first exercise we're going to do is the squat. So whether that's body weight or with your weights, the portion of your squat that you're going to go slow on is when you're coming down, and then you're going to come up like you're doing a normal squat. Go down nice and slow, come up. So once again, it may be more difficult than what you're used to. So just keep that in mind. The second exercise is going to be a lunge. So a lunge, we're going to have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and we're going to stay still. So stationary lunges. We're going to go down nice and slow, and then come up. Down nice and slow, and come up. So similar to a squat, when you're going down, you want to go slow. The last exercise we're going to do for our legs is a glute bridge or a hip thrust. So from the ground, we're going to be on our back. You're going to drive up quickly and drop your hips nice and slow, and then drive up nice and slow. So a trick here, when you're going down, slow. When you're coming back up, you're going to move at a normal speed. So 30 seconds each exercise. And I'll let you know I have a timer here so everyone's on the same page, and we'll be good to go. So if you want to grab those weights, if you want to use them. If not, we'll get ready in about 5 seconds here. We'll start our squats. Okay, we'll start in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Drop down and come back up. Nice and slow. If you count to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and back up. Five more seconds. 1 more rep. Okay, now we're going to go into our lunges here. So stationary, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Try not to let that front knee go over your foot. And we'll drop down nice and slow. Come back up. Nice and slow. From the front, down. 5 more seconds. Okay, switch to your other leg. Same thing. Drop down nice and slow. Come back up. If you need to, you could use a chair for some stability if you need it. Five more seconds. All right, into our hip thrust on the ground. So go down on the ground, back flat, and we're going to drive the hips up and slowly come back down. Drive the hips up, slow, come down. Make sure you keep breathing. Ten more seconds. All right. So we'll take a quick rest here. Maybe grab a drink of water. We'll keep our feet moving for about 45 seconds here. And remember too, you could use your weights too here. So for example, on the first one, you may want to hold your weights on the sides. You could do that. For the lunges, you could still hold them on the sides. And you could even hold them on your hips for the hip thrust. So I'll demonstrate it this time through this circuit. Okay, we got about 8 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we're going into our squats. Down nice and slow, and back up. Nice and slow. Keep the chest nice and tall. Make sure you keep breathing. 5 more seconds. All right, now we're going into our lunges. Here we go, nice and slow down. Come back up, nice and slow. Should be a nice challenge for you to go nice and slow. Should feel a pretty good burn. That's good. 10 seconds. All right, and switch legs. Drop down nice and slow. Ten more seconds. All right, now we're going into our hip thrust on the ground. So this is where you would put the weights on your hips. So drive them up, down nice and slow. Drive them up, down nice and slow. Keep that core nice and tight. Drive the hips up through the ceiling. Drop down slow. Drive up. 10 more seconds. All right. Good job, everyone. There's our second set out of the way. We got one more to go. We'll take another 45 seconds here. Try to stay moving. And the next circuit, we'll do upper body. So we're getting the lower body or the legs first. About 15 more seconds. Okay, and we're starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go, back into our squats. Nice and slow. Drive back up. Some people call these tempoed squats. It's a great way to challenge yourself if you don't have weight. Five more seconds. Okay, now we're going into our lunges once again. So here we go. Down nice and slow and come back up. Remember, if you need to, grab a chair for some stability. Five more seconds. All right, switch legs. At this point, your legs should be burning pretty good. That's the goal here. We're working pretty hard at the start with our legs, and then we'll be doing some upper body. So try to push yourself here, challenge yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going back to the ground for our hip thrusts. And we'll start. Here we go. Down nice and slow and drive back up. Halfway there. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Good job. So there's our first circuit completed. Whew. Legs should feel pretty good right now. You maybe want to give them a nice shake. Definitely want to keep them moving. So we'll take a quick drink here. While you're doing your rest here, I'm going to show you the next 3 exercises. The first one is a row. So I will demonstrate this with the peanut butter jars here. So what you're going to do is drive your hips back. So this is going to be similar where the concentric phase is going to be when you're coming up. So you want to go down nice and slow, come up, down nice and slow. So from the front, this is what it's going to look like. They're out in front of you, back's flat. You're going to bring them up and down nice and slow, up, down nice and slow. That is our row. Second exercise is a push-up. So you may want to do a push-up against the wall where you would go down nice and slow, push away, down nice and slow, push away, or you could do it from your knees, which is the same concept. We'd be going down slow, pressing up, down slow, pressing up, and same thing for the full push-up. So the downward push portion, you're going nice and slow and pressing up. And the last exercise we're gonna do is a shoulder press. So if you're in your house here, I would recommend maybe doing this seated, whether it's on a chair or from the ground. I'll demonstrate it from the ground here. So we're gonna have these, whatever your weight is, just about right at your ears. And you're gonna press your hands overhead, come down nice and slow. Press your arms overhead, down nice and slow. Okay, so maybe the first round we go through, it may be a little bit of a learning curve, but that's okay. So we'll go through it. A row, up, nice and slow, into our push-ups, down, nice and slow, and shoulder press, you're pressing up, coming down, nice and slow. So if you have your weights, we'll grab them now. We'll start in about 5 seconds. And once again, we'll be doing each exercise for 30 seconds. So, okay, we're gonna start with our row in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Out in front of us, drive up, and nice and slow down. Really controlling the weight on the way down, fighting gravity. Five more seconds. All right, now we're going to go into our push-ups. So I'll show the one against the wall here first. For 30 seconds, here we go. Nice and slow on the way down. Nice and slow. If you're used to doing regular push-ups, these are going to feel very difficult. So you may want to try from your knees or even against the wall. 10 more seconds. All right. Now we're going into our shoulder press. So from the ground or standing, wherever you could do based on your space. So at your level here, we're going to press overhead, come down nice and slow. Overhead, down nice and slow. So from the side, pressing up. Ten more seconds. All right. So there's our first one out of the way. We'll take another 45-second break here. Keep the feet moving. Maybe grab a drink of water. And maybe you'll be a little bit more familiar with the exercises the second time through here. So. All right, we got about 15 seconds left till we start our rows. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go into our second set of the circuit. Really control it on the way down. Come up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Control it on the way down. Control on the way down. If you think it's easy, maybe based on the weights that you have, go slower on the way down. Maybe take 8 seconds on the way down and come back up. You could really challenge yourself here. All right, now we're going into our push-ups. Here we go. Down nice and slow. and drive back up. Make sure you keep breathing. Try not to hold your breath. Five seconds. All right, and into our shoulder press. Once again, you can do these standing. I just don't have enough room in here. I'd probably hit the ceiling. So here we go for 30 seconds. Pressing overhead. Come down nice and slow. Jars of peanut butter have never felt this heavy before. We got 5 seconds left. All right. There's another set out of the way. We got one more to go. We'll take a quick drink. Keep the legs moving. All good? Ten more seconds. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go into our rows. Nice and slow, and then contract at the top, squeeze them together. Ten more seconds. All right, into our push-ups. Down nice and slow, and press up. Halfway there. Five seconds. All right, shoulder press. Here we go. Overhead. Five more seconds. All right. Good work. Okay. Get back to marching on the spot here. We're going to do a couple movements where we're going to get our heart rate up, and then we'll do a cool down. But that's it for the strength part of our workout. So you won't need your weights or jugs or whatever you have anymore. We're just going to use our own body weight here. Okay, the first exercise we're going to do is a skater. So what we're going to do is start on one foot. We're going to come across and bring your arms out in front of you as if you were doing a nice power skate here. So we're going to do this for a minute. Okay, you can go as fast as you'd like or jump as high and far as you'd like, but challenge yourself based on the space you have provided. We're going to go for a minute. Really kick that leg behind you. Drive those arms out in front of you. Halfway there. Ten seconds. Three, two, one. Okay, into a jumping jack. Here we go. We got a minute. Remember, you can do the modified. $15 seconds left. Three, two, one. Okay. Now we're gonna go into butt kicks. Last one here. So bring your heels up. You can even get your arms going if you want, like you're running, but exaggerating the kick. Really drive those heels up behind you. Halfway there. Five, four, three, two, and one. All right. Now into a nice slow march, and we'll get into our cool down here. So if you want to take a drink of water quick, you go for that. Try to bring the heart rate back down. All right. Now we're going to do a side-to-side step here. And then what I want you to do is bring your arm across, squeeze, other arm, squeeze. So cross your body, pull in as you step. So here, pull in. Nice slow side step. It's a nice shoulder stretch here. Okay, we're going to do 2 reps, or we're going to do a nice hold here. So we're going to do this for about 15 seconds. Try to take some nice deep breaths. Okay, and we're going to switch arms. Okay. We're going to bend at the hips here. Keep the back nice and flat. And we're going to reach down to the ground. And once you get as far as you can, I want you to reach over to one leg. So if you want to reach over to your right leg, and we're going to hold this position. You should feel a nice stretch in the back of your leg. Make sure you keep breathing. Try to calm your breath and your heart rate. Five, four, three, two, and one. Walk back across to the middle. And now you're going to go to the opposite leg. We're going to hold there. Some nice deep breaths. Five, four, three, two, and one. Okay, slowly come back up. Now we're going to do a nice quad stretch for the front of the leg. So if you want to hold on to something or a wall, you can do that. What you're going to do is Kick your leg up and you're going to grab where your laces are and give it a nice stretch. We'll hold this. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we're going to switch legs. So grab the opposite leg. Hold a nice stretch there. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Thank you so much for coming today. I hope you enjoyed your workout. Hope you got a nice sweat on. And reminder here, you can find us at upandmoving.org, on Facebook Live, or on YouTube at Up and Moving. So I hope you enjoyed the workout, and maybe you'll come by for a different workout, maybe a lunchtime workout on Wednesdays at 12:30, or aerobic and foot work on Thursdays, or Saturday we got a surprise workout. So that's cool too. If you want to just come in and see something fresh, it's up to you. But I hope you enjoyed the workout, and we'll see you next time.